All right, boys. Hey, we're already on to another full week of English football. How exciting. Well, okay, I take that back. It's only 90% full, I guess. We're already missing one game. So this is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio Weekly Podcast, blah, 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 blah. James, Brad, Sean. I messed up. It's okay, though. How are we doing, boys? What's up?
Game in hand FC is back, boys. Burnley, Turf Moore Sean is back. Burnley's already got a game in hand. Let's go.
Hey, games in hand are basically 3 points, right? Like they're
well, when you get about 6 games in hand, like they did on their relegation year, the great people of the Burnley region of wherever they're from, I had great hopes for you 2 years ago when you had about 6 games in hand and could have finished in Europe.
Yeah, he was giving you 18 points.
That did not happen.
No.
Yes, 18 full points. It did not happen.
It did not happen.
Should they win their game in hand currently, they could be top of the table.
That's good.
Turf Moore Sean is back, boys.
Oh, man, he's been waiting a year for that moment. So thank you, Burnley Football Club. Thank you, Vincent Company and crew. That was well worth the wait.
They only made me wait a week until they had a game in hand, huh?
That's hilarious. Hold on, let me change your Twitter tag real quick on anyway.
Turf Moore Sean.
Yeah. Ring the sub-notification bell. 5 stars here on the podcast site. Brad likes to read those off, so you leave him a 5-star Apple Podcast thing, and he'll say your name.
Read it.
He'll say your name. I know it's internet clout is super important. Thank you to everyone who's already subscribed, but tell your friend, tell your mother, tell your brother about Red Card Radio, because I think it would brighten their day. And isn't that what you want for them? For them to have a good day? That's what I want for them. So share it with a friend. All right, boys, match week 2. So as we alluded to earlier, only 9 games this weekend because, and we are not making this up. This is not fake news. This is not a funny story that we're here to tell. Luton Town hosting Burnley was supposed to take place, but Luton Town Stadium is not up to scratch yet. They are in the process of updating and upgrading a stand for media broadcast reasons, and they don't want you to come in. They don't want you to come in through someone's backyard to come into the stadium. So the Kenilworth Road Stadium, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Kenilworth Road is not quite prepared. They need a little bit more time, and I think this was the only home game scheduled for before the international break for them.
I looked at a map of where Luton Town is and thought, well, Watford can't be more than 30 minutes down the road. Why don't they just ask Watford? Well, it only took about a 30-second Google to find out that this is Tottenham Arsenal level of hatred. This is
rival.
This is United Liverpool. Do not like each other rivalry. So that wasn't going to happen. Their closest Premier League ready stadium wasn't going to even answer the call.
And no beef, Luton Town folks, but we're not sure you guys would sell out Wembley. We're not sure. Maybe you guys would. I don't know, but it might take the whole town coming down, 90,000 seats.
Yep, about an hour and a half, 2 hours south, hit Wembley.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's quite a drive. But so that game's not going on. But we do have 10 other matches, and if you guys 9, excuse me, yeah, thank you, Brad. 8, nine games happening. And if you saw our episode earlier this week about the review of last week, we're not gonna run down the list of games for you guys anymore. You can find all that information in the ticker tape that is running below. Right now, it's telling you that Tottenham will be playing Manchester United and Manchester City will be playing Newcastle. That's all on Saturday. So you guys can take a look at that and watch it, and you will find out who's playing, or you can just pause the video or open up another tab. You can do what you need to do. We believe in you guys. But we're going to kick off this conversation on the Friday game. This is our, maybe this is the Red Card Radio pick of the week. I'm not sure, but this is Nottingham Forest hosting Sheffield United. I think, Brad, you were really excited about talking about this one, right?
I see this game as levels. I think all three of us had both teams either relegated or close to relegation. So an interesting first match. We got the sheets still. We know where they are, so he can back us up.
It's still early.
And
not a single person had Nottingham going down.
Right, but they were in the lower half.
Yeah, Adam's 17th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Close to relegation. And we had Sheffield going down. Pretty sure all three of us had Sheffield going down.
I did not.
You did not. Oh.
I trust Sheffield.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So not to offend Sean, but this is levels, and we'll see. Forest looked really good last week. See if they can continue that form. Sheffield didn't play bad against Palace, but that's at home, and we know Sheffield's different at home. Or at least they were last time they were in the Premier League. Their home stadium was rocking.
Do you guys remember who their goalkeeper was when they were last in the Premier League?
Arsenal's number 2.
No, it wasn't David Ray. It was Arsenal's number 1, Aaron Ramsdale. He was the phoenix that rose from the ashes of that relegation heap. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you, Brad. I think this is going to be a levels game. You mentioned that you think Forest played well in their first match, and I don't think they played poorly against Arsenal. But I mean, what were they expecting to get at the Emirates? So only losing by 1 goal and scoring is probably pretty decent for them. It's not soul crushing. It's not like you lost 5-1 like Aston Villa did. But yeah, I don't think there's too much to say about this game other than its levels, unless you had some, groundbreaking comment there, Sean.
I think Sheffield absolutely shellac Forest, honestly.
Really?
I think Goldbridge is right. I think had Forest had Dean Henderson, they would be in a lot better position than they are now. And Sheffield have learned from their historically bad season that has made me hate them and their stupid little swords. It made me never want to watch a Sheffield game ever again. In fact, it had made me a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
Oh, wow.
That's how mad I was at their decrepit season a couple seasons ago, where they made me my eyes bleed watching their boring games.
I mean, Sheffield Wednesday does have a cool crest.
Yes, has a cool owl.
Yeah.
Rooting for them in the championship next year. They're highly likely to get relegated again. But anyway, but Sheffield have learned their lesson. They will not make my eyes bleed. They are going to absolutely smash Forest. It will be 3-1 Sheffield.
Wow.
It will be 1-3, I guess.
Wow.
I'm writing that one down. He said that with his whole chest, so that one's going.
Oh yeah.
That one's getting written down. I don't think I want to make a prediction here. So if you want to, Brad, feel free.
No, I'm not. I don't have a chest in this. I don't have a horse in this race.
Put it in bold. I don't care.
I was gonna say,
Alex, underline it. Whatever you need to do.
I think our pick of the week is the last one bolded. I think that's where I'm gonna go with it with a prediction.
All right.
Let's. So I think Saturday morning we got kicking off. It's Fulham Brentford. This is a London derby.
A West London derby that's 5 miles apart. I did this research first.
Well, this one's interesting because how long is Mitrovic going to be there? He's been linked to Saudi the entire summer.
I think
are these falsities, or is he actually going to what is this?
He was disgruntled, right? He was upset about some stuff. His feelings were hurt, and he was like, "I don't want to play for Fulham anymore." But I think that they've cleared that up to a large degree. I think Silva's worked some magic. I think Marco Silva staying also helps the Mitrovic situation as well. But Mitro, I think, I forget exactly what he was upset about. If it was like a contract thing, or I don't remember what it was.
He wanted to go to Saudi.
He just wanted to get the bag.
I forget what team. No, the team. There's a player there that he's like they've been talking about playing together for a while, and I forget who it was. Shoot.
Excellent reporting.
Hold on, I'm doing the research. I didn't know this is where you were going, or I would have already done the research.
This seems to me like a schoolboy type, like That sounds like LeBron James talking about how he wants to play with Bronny when Bronny gets drafted. Like, it's just like, wherever Bronny goes, that's where I'm going to be. It's like, all right, man, we'll see you in Washington. Your mic's out, Sean.
It was Neves. It was Neves.
Okay, Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Well,
but now they're getting Neymar, so like I don't think Al Hilal is going back in for Mitrovic.
Well, I mean, they can.
Infinite money.
It's not. Yeah,
oh,
it's
that's
not
true.
like,
apparently they're coming in with another bid. Because all of the
well, let's look at it from face value. If Al Hilal come in with 75 mil for Mitrovic, are you turning it down if you're Fulham?
yeah, but they're not going that high.
Never. Even if they come in with 50 million.
Like yes.
Like we'd have to be talking about like only 25 or 30 million and saying no.
Which is what happened.
Whoa, Mitrovic is a top 6 striker.
I agree with you.
He's just on Fulham.
I agree with you. He's worth more than 25 or 30, but like
no, he's worth more than 50.
Yes, but I'm saying that Fulham shouldn't turn down 50 million for him.
He's worth more than it. No. But if they cut, I think he's in between 50 and 75. If they come in with 75, I think they take it all day.
I kind of feel like they take 50 as well.
I think like 40, 45.
Well, we're 3 Don Quixotes battling windmills right now. This is all just made up nonsense that we're creating, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, well,
welcome to Red Card Radio.
Yeah, well, let's talk. Let's talk about the football here, because Brentford played kind of a thrilling draw against Spurs, so they pick up 1 point.
Play well.
Fulham, what did they beat Everton, right? Yeah, so they beat Everton at Goodison. That's a tough away win. Most difficult ground to play any sporting event in. The grass cuts you. It's sharp. You have to play uphill, and the crowd's a little loud. It's crazy. So like they got this crazy good win.
Actually, tilt the stadium.
Ways.
Yeah, it's on like a gyroscope, and it's just it's wild. Crazy home field advantage there. It's like, didn't the Brewers have like a slope in their outfield? Was that the Brewers, Sean?
That was the Astros had the slope in the middle, in the center field.
That thing was so stupid. That was like an ankle breaker. I can't believe MLB let them get away with that for so long, but I guess MLB's been letting the Astros get away with a lot for a while. So,
hey,
strip them, nuke the Astros, send them to
nuke them.
They need to send the Astros to AA, relegate
or they
them.
could just put them in a trash can that they banged on.
True, maybe. Red Card Radio unanimously agrees that the Astros are cheats and that they all should be banned.
This is probably one of the few things we all agree on.
But Fulham Brentford, I think that this is going to be a really good game. I think Brentford have kind of Brentford are just like, they're really consistent. It feels like Thomas Frank has a really good system, and they play good football all around. I would be shocked if Fulham just dog walk Brentford here. I would be shocked.
I was on record in May saying I want Thomas Frank.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
I said that he plays attractive football and he gets his players to buy into it. That's the important part, is that the players are on board and they seem like they're having fun playing his style of football. Which makes it more fun to watch. That's what the beginning part of Pochettino was for me. Dele and Eriksson and Kane, and they were having fun. And then they lost that.
But you were short-sighted to a degree because you didn't realize that the Foster's beer manager would show up. And just the Bloomin' Onion guy.
It's Australian for football, baby.
Yeah, dude, Pastelakoglu, he's the guy.
Pastelakoglu, it's Australian for football.
That's good. That's what we should do.
Put it on a shirt.
That's not
no
bad.
Good sight.
Oh man, so that would be some good Red Card Radio merch if we actually had a merch department.
Someone's gonna listen to this podcast and copyright it before we even have it.
Yeah, that's true. That would be sad. Hey, but if you plan on stealing our idea, put a comment in YouTube and let us know.
At least put a comment in there so we can get a view out of it.
Yeah, please. Tell your friend, tell your brother. Speaking of your boy Pastelakoglu, got a tricky visit from the bald man himself from Manchester.
So am I to understand that Martinez is out?
Did he
get injured?
I don't think so.
I thought it was tactical.
He tried to injure somebody.
Okay, so it was a tactical. He just had a really poor game.
But he's the butcher.
Well, he lived up to it then, if that's the case. But I saw that he got pulled really early. I assumed it was injury.
Halftime. I think it was partially tactical, partially like he already was on a yellow card.
Okay. Normally when you get pulled at halftime, it's an injury. So he was really good last year. And I was on, I think all of us were on record saying we didn't think he was going to work out, but he did. And a lot of pundits on many famous networks said they didn't think he was going to be good. And he was very quality center back.
Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, I wasn't going to name him by name, but here we go. We're lobbing him. Yes, I was talking about Jamie Carragher. No, he was very quality last year, and when him and Varane got settled in with Casemiro in front of him, that was a solid defense. I was actually looking forward to not playing those three combined.
Yeah. And their attacking players were tracking back and defending. They didn't have some guy out there just getting ready to swee whenever he could. But no, I think this should be a pretty interesting game because I think both teams are kind of up for it. Both teams want to play attacking football. Both teams want to go for it and want to win. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Manchester United, they probably have title aspirations. And I know you guys are not as high on United as I am. I think United is going to be really good this year. I think people are sleeping on United. But I think this could be a very tricky game for Spurs. I also think it could be a tricky game for United in the sense that this is a different Spurs. I think when we look at this Tottenham team, I think we can't, obviously we all want to meme and be like, oh, Tottenham, bottle. You know, like it's the history. It feels different this year. Maybe it's just because Harry Kane is gone and new manager, and it just kind of feels like you're playing modern football. So I think that there's a different aura perhaps around this Tottenham team. I'm not saying that they're going to like finish in the top four. That's not my point, but it feels like a maybe emotional they're not carrying as much emotional baggage perhaps. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Joel, this is one thing that I had umbrage with Joel for is I'm not saying they're going to challenge for the title, but watching them, even though it was a draw, made me feel like this team could finish in Europe. Yeah. If we play like that every game, that's a European team. And whether that's fifth, sixth, or seventh, you know, that's inconsequential. But this, at the beginning of the season, without Kane, I said ninth is what I expect, honestly. And Europe would be a miracle, and below 12th would be a disaster.
Unless it's below 12th with an FA Cup.
With an FA Cup, yeah, sure. But I said that. So yeah. That was my spread. But then after the first game, I think Europe's realistic.
Wow.
I think Europe's realistic. I think if we finish 7th, 8th, 9th, that's where I kind of expected anyway without Kane. So when we did the sheets, full disclosure, when we did the sheets, Kane pointed towards he was staying. So I picked him to be 4th because I thought Kane was staying. And to be honest, after watching them, if Kane was there, we might finish 4th. If we weren't stacking them back and like playing defensive football with one of the best strikers in the world. You know what I mean? Like it seems idiotic.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of it's been weird how Tottenham have played football since Mauricio left. I mean, it's not strange. It's not strange if you look at who the first manager was after Pochettino.
Oh, it's not strange. It's not strange for the managers, no.
But it seems strange that those were the managers that Levy hired. So
yeah, with one of the best top 5 strikers in the world.
Honestly,
and we decide
a really dynamic attacking team. Like
and Son too. Yeah. I keep talking about Kane, but we had Son and Kulusevski, and why are we playing parked the bus.
Yeah. I don't know. It's because of the managers that they hired. It was kind of a failure of leadership to set the team up for success from the top down.
But anyway, so it feels exciting now. Joel, get in the bin.
Whoa!
Like, we're excited. We're gonna whoop United.
You think so? Do you, I mean,
this feels like a 2-1. No, it's not a whooping. This feels like a 2-1. They're a good team.
But you're confident that Spurs are going to win. It sounds like.
Yeah, we're gonna hold the homestand. Yep.
Okay.
We got a couple of new chants to bring out.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna sing. I believe the song will go something to the tune of "For You, Dogie" will be "I Want to Dance with You, Dogie." I want to win the league with you, Dogie.
That's not bad. Oh,
I
want to dance.
I want to dance with you, Dogie. Yeah,
I'm down. I'm down.
I want to win the league with you, Dogie.
Oh man, your microphone cut out a little bit when you hit that high note. When you hit that falsetto, it wasn't ready for that.
It wasn't. Gotta fix the mic.
Anyway,
Brad, what are your thoughts on this match?
I think that's spicy that you think Spurs like. So here's my question, right? It's the question that Chelsea didn't have an answer to last year or the year before. Where are the goals coming from? Because Richarlison's best season was 4 years ago, where he had 13 goals in the league on 36 games.
Sean, would you mind letting me answer this? It's coming from the 76 assist record breaker James Maddison's boot. It's coming from the passes behind James. They have a legitimate attacking midfielder now that's going to create chances. Like we all think that Richarlison's a donkey. Maybe me and you do, Brad.
Two of us do. Two of us do. Yes.
But like, there's still other dynamic attacking players on this team that Maddison is going to find.
But you're missing 30 goals.
My answer would be, we have a golden boot winner from 2 years ago still on the club.
Also, right.
It's a little rich, Brad, asking about goals from.
That was how I said. That's how I started this conversation. This is the Chelsea question of where are the goals coming from? Because you had Son and Kane bagging 30 goals ish, 25 to 30 goals, right? Now you have one 25 to 30 goal scorer.
No, Brad brings up a really great question, because the only question marks that I have coming out of the game was the 3 duds on the team were the front 3. They almost didn't seem to know what to do. The Son seemed lost. Kulusevski seemed lost, and Richarlison seemed lost. And that's, maybe they don't know what to do. Maybe they don't know maybe they haven't had enough direction yet. I don't know, but they got lost in the game. They almost seemed like they weren't involved at all, and it was just midfield and defenders and Basuma, and we just played around the back a lot for sure, and that's where a lot of the possession came from, but they weren't involved a lot, and they didn't play very well. So I don't know if that comes down to just being in the system a little bit longer, and maybe they'll get a feel of where they need to be when they need to be, or if that's a product of maybe this is just the system and the wingers and the attackers aren't as necessary, and maybe maybe Son's, or maybe Son realizes, hey, this ain't for me because they ain't using me right, and he wants out in January. I don't know.
He's the captain. He's the club captain. I think Son is a pretty honorable guy. I think he would at least stick out the whole season.
Or Richarlison is a donkey, and Kulusevski and Son don't know how to play with him.
He's definitely a donkey.
They didn't have the ball a lot, honestly. They really didn't.
That's just my question this year for Spurs is where are the goals coming from?
We scored 75 and Kane scored 30, so there's 45 other goals on the field.
And to be fair, you scored more goals in the first match week than Chelsea did. So
Chelsea, yes, we did.
Take that.
One came from the right back and one came from the center back. So there we go.
But assisted by the 10. Assisted by the 10.
Both assisted by Maddison.
Yeah. I think we should turn our attention. This is the big game this week. We've got Manchester City hosting Newcastle United. This is the first home game for the citizens. We've got. Do you have like a comment from Joel here?
I do. I'm getting it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Newcastle, of course, put 5 past Aston Villa. Though I think Newcastle traditionally last year struggled to win on the road. They picked up a lot of draws away from home last year. I think I think if you offered a draw to Newcastle right now, I think they would gladly accept to not have to show up at the Etihad.
Which I think is what is Joel's. I this is quotes Joel. I think they'll get a result away versus City on Saturday, but who knows?
That's not very confident, Joel.
Yeah. Then he's hoping they get Hall or Tierney for left back. Doesn't want Cuckoo. Which
why would you want Cucurella?
Fair play. I hope Cucurella goes just like, come on. Real, you need a left back, right?
This guy.
The best thing he did for Chelsea was give Tottenham a point.
Yeah,
with his hair,
with his long hair.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, living in the past. The handshake that both coaches no longer.
I forgot about that. That's such a great story.
A long time ago. Conte's face when he realizes Tuchel didn't let go was so amazing. Oh, you mother!
All right, get back to the task at hand. Manchester City, Newcastle. Like this should be a barn burner, right? Like this should be a good game. This should be fun. It should be exciting. There should be goals in it.
How does City replace De Bruyne?
That is
I don't
true.
think Kovacic is that dude. I don't think Kovacic is the one that's going to make those passes that De Bruyne does. Does Foden slide back there?
Oh, that's a good point because last year when De Bruyne gets injured, like Gundogan just plays more, and Gundogan has that playmaking ability in him. But he's
back in Barca.
He's in Barca.
Yeah,
that's a good question, Brad.
Foden is the natural replacement for him.
I think so. I think that's probably the best. And then you can play Alvarez on the right, Grealish on the left. Haaland's banging goals, so
I mean, they played Alvarez as like a 10 last week. Why would you just like? I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say double pivot, Rodri, Kovacic, and then just let kind of Alvarez float as a 10 and still play Foden, Haaland, Grealish across the top.
And Foden can kind of slide back a little bit.
Maybe.
And Alvarez kind of shifts forward.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's going to be a really because it sounds like De Bruyne is not going to play again until 2024. This man hates Arsenal so much that he came back from holiday early. He was nursing an injury to play in the Community Shield because he hates Arsenal that much, only to get one game in. This man has just hates Arsenal for some reason. And
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why because I love Arsenal.
Well, since they've acquainted themselves once, Pep Guardiola only needs to consult Ted Lasso, and he will come up with his answer of what to do on the pitch.
Facts. It matters it matters the effect you have on the players, not whether you win or lose.
Hold on,
or something like that, right?
Bernardo Silva played. Was he playing right back again last week? Hold on, because Pep's been putting Bernardo Silva in crazy positions.
That's a good replacement.
But it's maybe not as defensive and maybe not quite as creative, but Bernardo Silva could do a job in the midfield.
So with this question being,
I think you just slide Kovacic in that position, and then you kind of keep it the same across the front.
There's a lot of backwards passes.
My man was saying that Kovacic was like the best midfielder in the league 6 months ago. This is ridiculous.
I say Kovacic is a bully.
This guy.
I didn't say he's De Bruyne. I've never said that he was better than De Bruyne. You're crazy. I still say City wins 2-1. After that big long question, that spiel of how do they replace De Bruyne? I don't know, but if there's anybody that's going to, it's Pep.
I need City to drop points here. I need Newcastle to do it. I think it's going to end in a draw. I need a draw here. Let's go Newcastle.
What's your draw?
I think it's going to be 3-3. I think it's going to be a barn burner.
Ooh, let's go. Okay. And we already had Sean's prediction for that.
Sean's got to predict this game too.
I got to predict this one too?
Yeah, man. Ain't nobody asking for your prediction on the last one. You just gave that one to us freely.
4-1 City.
You're probably not wrong. Honorable mention to West Ham, Chelsea, and Palace, Arsenal. A couple more London Derbies going on this weekend. obviously, Brad and I are intrigued by those matches. Maybe we'll have some thoughts about them after the fact. But I think that's all we got for you guys this evening. I would really, I think it's going to be a good weekend of football across the board. I think all the matches, there's something in all of these matches, and it starts Friday, ends Monday. So four days of football on offer for you. So you got to be able to find at least 90 minutes somewhere to watch a game, probably. But it should be good. Obviously, NBC, USA, Peacock, all that stuff in the States. If you're in England, sucks to suck because the Premier League hates you. I hope you have 70 quid this month. It's ridiculous. Anyway, hit us up on Twitter. That guy's at KSBradG. Dabble us at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. We'd love to hear from you guys. Drop us a comment. Drop us a line. Fill out the sheets of integrity. It's pinned below. And until then, we will see y'all. Have a great weekend and enjoy some football.